The reason that kings and queens were appointed crown is because it resembles the coronas of the sun. This is also why they carried a scepter with an orb at the end of it. This is because they are mimicking the sun, or the supreme ruler of the kingdom of heaven. That makes our sun the ruler of our solar system, and the planets and all of nature are its royal court and subjects. We see this on the Statue of Liberty, which says on the bottom of it that it was a gift from the French Grand Orient Temple Masons to the First Masonic Republic, which was America. Not only is Lady Liberty holding the torch of illumination, but she is crowned with the coronas of the sun. Solar symbolism can be found all throughout the Bible and the mysteries. Take the story of Samson, who had his blondish, reddish 7 locks of hair cut off to symbolize the rays of the sun. We have the Lion of the tribe of Judah, Prometheus, or the shark-eyed family in India, whose stories are all about the solar orb entering the sign of Leo, where the sun typically became very hot and it makes it summertime in the northern hemisphere. Every astrological age has a solar messiah seated by the mystery schools. Currently, we are in the age of Pisces, so the sun is symbolized by Jesus, who calls himself the fisher of men, multiplies 2 fish, and encounters 2 fishermen. But just like Hercules and his 12 acts of wonder, or Mithra and his 12 helpers, Jesus had 12 disciples, which is the Son or Son of God with his 12 constellations. Since Jesus is the solar messiah of our age, let us explore why his story is important and who he really was, and how this solar symbolism became associated with his story. In my travels to England, I was surprised to learn from British historians and religious scholars at Oxford University that the royal family believes they are directly related to the lineage of Jesus and that he comes from a royal bloodline. Even their symbolism of the lion outside of Buckingham Palace, or the royal standard flag, also relates to the Lion of the tribe of Judah, a name that has also been attributed to Jesus, which is a symbol for the sun god, or the Son of God in Leo. According to the writings of the Greek historian Celsus in 155 CE and the Jewish Talmud, the true identity of Jesus is actually Yeshua ben Pantera, which literally translates to Jesus, son of Panther. And this is who the Vatican and the royal historians truly believe Jesus was, and how he came from royal bloodlines. This story begins in ancient Rome, where erotic games were very common during those times. There was a Roman soldier named Panther, who later became an important ruler known as Tiberius Caesar. As the story goes, he had his way with a woman he found attractive, who we later call Mary, which is an Egyptian title for Isis, associated with the mother goddess. Not only did Panther impregnate Mary, but she gave birth to twins for him, one being Jesus and the other was Judas, or Thomas. And by the way, Thomas also means twin. In those days, a Roman official could not claim a child born with a commoner, but he had lots of reason to brag to his friends privately about it, since it was considered good luck by the gods if you had twins. When we go back to the story of Mary and Joseph, we have to examine Joseph a little closer, as his last name was Pandira, as in panther. We are also told that he was a wealthy carpenter, otherwise known as an artificer, a craftsman or mason, and he had taken on the duties of raising Jesus. We are told in the Proto-Evangelium of James that Joseph was around 90 at the time when he steps into the picture to help Mary, which is why he never laid with her. Manly P. Hall writes, in The Secret Teachings of All Ages, Godfrey Higgins has discovered 2 references, one in the Midrash Johalath and the other in the Abodazara, these early Jewish commentaries on the scriptures, to the effect that the surname of Joseph's family was Panther, for in both of these works it is stated that a man was healed in the name of Jesus ben Panther. The name Panther establishes a direct connection between Jesus and Bacchus, who is nursed by panthers and is sometimes depicted riding either on one of these animals or in a chariot drawn by them. The skin of the panther was also sacred in certain of the Egyptian initiatory ceremonials. Similar to the life of Sir Francis Bacon, who was born Francis Tudor, the bastard son of Elizabeth I, the son of Panther was adopted and raised privately with a great education and opportunities. The historical Jesus was in fact born to a royal family of Roman lineage and was given great opportunities. The story of Jesus, taught by modern-day Christianity, is one of the most ancient and important ones ever told, as it is greatly allegorical and draws from Mithraism, which was a popular religion in those days around Rome. We find this in the ancient imperial sun cults, which were common during those times, and this is the reason why the Roman soldiers had those sun flares on the top of their helmets. One very important secret about the Bible is that the New Testament is far older than the Old Testament, and it is filled with allegorical stories about astrotheology. For example, according to Manly P. Hall, the book of John existed centuries before the alleged birth of Jesus, and all the references referring to the universal mind were replaced by Jesus. The book of Revelation, or the Apocalypse according to St. John, is not only the Atlantis story, but it is actually an ancient book belonging to the Phrygians and is probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest books in the entire Bible. For this reason, much of the writings about the life of Jesus in the New Testament are allegorical, and even the books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, are about the 4 seasons of the sun.